7. All right, Gator. The other thing that made headlines, and it was your chump of the weekend, T'Vondre Sweat. Is he now completely eliminated off the Detroit Lions board? In case you didn't hear, the defensive tackle from Texas, who's a bit of an athletic freak, and was considered to be a player that's right there in the ballpark of where the Detroit Lions select, is as a defensive tackle, position of need, and a player whose talent might warrant a selection at 29. Is he now completely off the board? And should he be completely off the board?
I don't think anybody should at this point should be completely off anybody's board. I think you still interview, you still find out what's going on. I mean, this is a talented player at the college level. He's a massive human being as a defensive tackle. I'd want more information before I take him off the board, but maybe they have the information. But based on what the Lions are looking for in players, this doesn't seem to fit what they're looking for. That wouldn't surprise me if this would take him off of their board because of the character issues with making a horrific decision to get in the car while intoxicated. But I can't speak for them. I just, we've seen what they've done.
So I guess the one thing about it is there's a difference between taking you off the board and taking you off the board at 29. How much does a DUI 2 weeks prior to the draft impact a player's stock? Like, as we work our way through the draft, if he's still there and he's still there and he's still there, every team will be asking themselves, all right, at this point, do I take the guy? At this point, do we say, yeah, let's take him with our pick what round could it send him to the 5th round? It seems like that would be too far. Would you use your pick early in the 3rd round on him that they have from Minnesota? I bet they wouldn't.
I'm more inclined to go ahead and take somebody that may have had an issue in their past.
Yeah.
Just take a chance on a guy like that. But I'm not going to blow smoke up your channel. It's not like I've seen a whole lot of his highlights and know too much about him other than I've seen his name on a bunch of mock drafts that have him going late in the 1st round. Reading reports about him over the weekend that this is a 1st round, 2nd round guy. And because of his size, I mean, this is a space eater, man. So would I be interested in that? Yeah. At 29, probably not. And right now, I can't imagine that the Lions are looking at him at 29. But like you said, are they looking at him at all?
Well, here's one thing that I don't remember seeing. This is, I guess, the consideration. When people put together 2-round mocks, which are, it's not science, okay? It's not like this because nobody put him but when in the 2-round mocks, he was never on the board at 61. Sometimes he would go early 2nd round, mid-2nd round, but I don't remember seeing one multiple round mock draft where the Lions had the choice of T'Vondre Sweat at 61, late in the 2nd round. So then you have to consider, how well do you know this kid? How strong is the network you have, his network that you can really get to the bottom of? Is this a good person who made an awful decision? Prior to this, was he everything you wanted and he had one really bad night? He had one night where he made a terrible, terrible decision, and this was going to cost him, I would suspect, and take him off some people's boards. Somebody might just say, well, we were going to take him in the 1st round, but now we won't use a 1st-round pick on him. That's the tiebreaker, and instead we'll take player X. And does it become a 1st-round talent that you steal in the 2nd round because you believe in T'Vondre Sweat, the person, that your intel tells you that this isn't going to be a repeated pattern? That's where it gets tough, right?
Yeah, it does get tough.
What if he was checking all the boxes of the football player? You know how they always say they want football players? What if their intel had told him this is a football player?
Well, he's listed at 6'4" and 362 pounds. When I say he's big, he's big.
Mm-hmm.
Played for Texas. And then if you look at some rankings, Mel Kiper has him as the 3rd best available defensive tackle behind Brandon Fiske and ahead of Chris Jenkins from Michigan. He's regarded by 3 of the 4 evaluators from ESPN as the 3rd best available defensive tackle. So I mean, he's highly thought of.
Yep.
But does this off-field poor decision,
Yeah.
how much is it going to affect him? It'll affect him, but how much will it affect him?
Warren, if you were done with your evaluation of T'Vondre Sweat and he was a yes, you need to now go back and work more and find out, okay, is he still a yes? And my gut tells me this is a no-nonsense organization that'll say we're not taking the chance. But if they do decide, when they decide to take a chance on a guy with any sort of character flaw, we're going to go, whoa, what's this? And I'm going to imagine that it's extra homework. It's an acknowledgement of, I'd like to think that me at 28 was making better decisions than I made at 21.
Yeah, we don't know everything that goes on at Allen Park and how they view real risk and things like that. But what we think we know is, I agree with your gut, Doug. They will pass on you. Like Brett Holmes said, if not everyone can be a Detroit Lion. They cut Cam Sutton pretty much immediately when he wouldn't turn himself in without, due process, right?
Yep.
Jalen Carter, for the people that wanted him last year, I don't know if it was on the field or off the field, whatever, they passed on. He had question marks. They passed on him. I feel like with this situation, if he had a chance of being a Lion, he probably lost those chances with this. And I believe in second chances personally and all that stuff, but I think thinking it from where the regime, has what they've shown us, I don't think they draft him.
It's Karsch and Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket.